The penalty is 1% of the national average. 1% of the national average up to 10 months for every year you do not have RX coverage. So if you don't have drug coverage and they're going to penalize you and you don't have other credible coverage and you don't get Medicare and you need Medicare drug coverage, they're going to charge you 1% of the national average up to 10 months for every single year. Now, let's say, so that means if you don't have it for 5 years, they're going to charge you 1% of the national average for 50 months. If the national average is, let's say, $30, say the national average is $30. Well, that's 30 times 12, that's 360 a year, times 0.01, it's $3.60 per year, times 50 months, that's $180. So you have to make sure that you're enrolling in your, you don't want to get penalized, right? Everybody always talks about it to me. Like, I want to make sure I don't get penalties. Well, if you don't need Medicare drug coverage, then don't get it. But if you may need it, go ahead and grab it. But if you have VA or TRICARE or group coverage, whenever you enroll in Medicare and you don't have that other credible coverage any longer, you need to get a drug plan. It's always safe to just get a drug plan. But yes, it's 1% of the national average up to 10 months for every year you did not have the drug coverage. And that's insane to think about, right? If you don't have Medicare drug coverage for 5 years, it's 10 months per year, it's maxed out. So like if you obviously 12 months in a year, but for some reason they maxed it out at 10 months. So 1% of a national average up to 10 months for every year you do not have RX coverage. Something else that you can do is you can do a drug plan penalty calculator. Medicare. You can go and look at this, search this, boom. And then this company right here, I'm giving them some free I'm giving them some free publicity here. Months without Part D coverage. This is a really cool thing. Months without Part D coverage, 50. Check penalty. $18.93. So that's how it works, right? All right. So when it comes to your penalties, it's just important to make sure that you don't miss them. But if you want my honest opinion on it, they're not that expensive, right? It's just not that expensive. You have 1% of the national average, up to 10 months per year. Let's look at how that's calculated. How is the drug plan penalty calculated? I was missing something there in a second. That's why I was like 180. That sounds high. It's calculated on how long you went without credible prescription drug coverage. 1% of base premium times number of covered months. Oh, I know what it was. I miscalculated. I did 10%. So earlier when I calculated it, I was like $180. That's kind of high. I didn't say anything about it, but it's when you do the calculations, you have to do times 0.01%. You don't want to do 0.1 because that would be 10%. So the average premium with Medicare on a drug plan is $35 times 0.01. That's 35 cents. So 35 cents times 50 months, $17.50. Makes a lot more sense. It's not that expensive, not that big of a deal. However, you can avoid it. But if you have other credible coverage, you don't have to worry about it. Whenever you enroll in that drug plan, in order to do away with the penalty, all you have to do is your representative, like myself, we can help you send in a form that makes it to where it's they waive that penalty. It's very, very simple. After the enrollment is processed, they'll send out a letter and say you have a penalty. If this is wrong, you can send this to this address and we'll waive it. Very, very simple. So now penalties.